dismantled a South American theft ring that targeted Asian business owners. Meanwhile, PPL has requested a rate hike for the first time in over a decade. Lawmakers mull over how much the state game commission should be paying for hunting grounds. Finally, if you're a foodie, this is the place for you. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Cops in Montgomery County and Abington have dismantled a South American theft ring that went on a burglary spree between July and October of last year, reports the Pottstown Mercury. This podcast previously reported on how cops were warning people in this region to remain vigilant to these thieves. In total, this ring was responsible for 13 burglaries, specifically targeting Asian American business owners because they believed that they, quote, kept large amounts of cash inside their homes. Upon further investigation, it was found that the ring was also operating in other states, including Jersey, New York, Delaware, and Ohio. One of its members, 21-year-old Nicholas Vargas Duran, was recently sentenced to up to 10 years in a state correctional facility after pleading guilty to charges of corrupt organizations, burglary, and attempted burglary. 4 others have already been sent to prison, while the remaining are still waiting for court action. For the first time in over a decade, PPL has requested a rate hike, reports the Morning Call. PPL said in a notice on Tuesday that it's looking for an annual base rate increase of $356 million a year. That means, if approved, their total annual revenue would go up about 8.6%, and by default, that some people could see monthly bills go up by almost 7%, or $13. As for why PPL is doing this, the company explained it's to pay for improvements for electric service and reliability. It's trying to strengthen and modernize its grid system so it can hold up better against weather, launch new grid technologies, and improve customer service systems. The Pennsylvania Utilities Commission still has to approve this request. If that happens, these new rates are expected to go into effect July 1st. State lawmakers are taking a look at Pennsylvania's land ownership, states Lehigh Valley Live, and how much can be spent per acre on hunting grounds in particular. The State House Game and Fisheries Committee voted this week to support lifting the State Game Commission's limit of $400 per acre for acquiring land in Pennsylvania's most populous counties. Supporters emphasize the intrinsic value in these lands even beyond hunting, from conservation efforts to recreation. Dissenters find state land ownership to be excessive in certain places, like in Elk County, which is 70% state-owned. Plus, these dissenters say private land can be developed for a wider range of uses and, by changing hands regularly, can generate revenue through real estate transfer taxes for local communities. Said one of them, Keith Klingler, president of the Pennsylvania Landowners Association, quote, and once government owns the land, it's gone forever. This motion still needs approval from the state Senate. A foodie is defined by Merriam-Webster as, quote, having an avid interest in the latest food fads, unquote, explains PennLive. And according to a recent Wallet Hub study, Pittsburgh is the 13th best city in the U.S. for foodie folk. The Steel Cities ranking was determined after Wallet Hub researchers graded all the cities on the list across 2 main categories: affordability and diversity, accessibility, and quality. Other metrics like cost of groceries were also factored in. And after everything was calculated, it was found that Pittsburgh was also tied in first for having the most ice cream and froyo shops per capita, the most gourmet specialty food stores per capita, and the most coffee shops per capita. Miami ranked in first overall and can confirm its food mecca status. Personally, I don't really consider myself a foodie, but I had a burrito in Miami that I still think about to this day. That wraps up today's episode. For more news, drop by PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast and to share it around with your family and friends. Thanks in advance, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and tomorrow's Friday's episode of Today in PA.